Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is the singer-guitarist of a band that was formed in 2015, the Sun Dogs. Please welcome Ruben Wilston Amos. Did I say it all right?
That's it, you got it.
Oh, yay! How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I am really good. Now, the Sun Dogs are a cinematic, melody-driven duo. And you guys are from Wales. There's
Yeah,
you as well as the drummer Jay.
yeah.
Okay. And I love your music. Your covers are amazing, but I love your original music. And
Thank you.
just so everybody knows, the Reben, see, I'm doing well. I have a cold, everybody.
Nice.
I have a head cold. My brain is not working, so bear with me throughout this. The reason I have Ruben on today is because it's Valentine's Day. Now, not many of you will know or even guess I'm anti-Valentines. I believe it is just for retailers to make a lot of money. It's not about love. It's just about flowers and chocolate and jewelry and whatever else and stuffed teddy bears, and I just think it's ridiculous. So I'm not a Valentine's Day fan. Not that I'm not a romantic, because I am, but Ruben is kind of like me, where his songs aren't the typical love songs, and we're going to get into that towards the end of the interview. But first, Ruben, let me hand it kind of over to you and tell me your journey.
Well, I started playing when I was, I guess, 11. It was just guitar. Um, my parents both played, um, and they'd have parties, they'd have people round to come and play their instruments, and yeah, that got me into it for sure. Then I was when I went to secondary school, I got into more rockier stuff. I got into Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath, a lot of Metallica. I was very much into heavier stuff, and then I kind of mellowed out a bit, and I went for more acoustic. I got into bluegrass, a lot of folky stuff, and a lot of people my age weren't into that. So I ended up playing with the older generation, which is great because I learned a lot from them, um, mainly what not to do. And it, yeah, I mean that kind of shaped my style quite a lot. Went to college, met a lot of people who were into the same kind of stuff eventually, and yeah, then started really properly playing with full bands, mainly heavier rock stuff, and then up until not long ago, really, I guess 2014 or 15, then I met Jay, the drummer, and we were initially a three-piece. The problem is, we had a bassist. The problem is people don't want to pay for full bands around here. There's no money in it, and it's really difficult for people to take you seriously. And there's so many bands who just want to do stuff for free. It'll just ruin it for everyone else who are doing it for a living. So we started doing it as a duo, and then our sound grew. It was mainly just acoustic then. I ended up adding stuff to the to my setup, like a bass pedal and an octave, and so we didn't need a bass guitarist, and we ended up getting such a full sound. It worked so well that way, with Jay doing harmonies as well, that we just stuck with a duo, and we've been doing it like that ever since. Really, it's worked really well for us. So
Well, and
yeah,
I'm glad you brought up the fact that there's not a lot of money in there, like to play music and for people to pay to see you or to even buy your music, because there are a lot of artists that do give it for free, and it does
yeah,
ruin it for everybody else. Now, I know I've talked to a lot of people from the UK, and the indie music scene is taking a lot of hits. Like festivals are quitting, like they're not playing, doing whatever, starting or whatever.
yeah,
And you guys are having a rough time out there getting your music
yeah,
out there. That's
yeah,
sad, because the reason I started doing this, I was in radio for 18 years, and I got tired of listening to the same songs over and over and over
yeah,
again. And now it seems like everybody sounds the same. So when I started doing this and started finding all these indie artists, I was like, oh my God, like variety and such cool stuff. So I'm glad you touched on that, because I think indie music needs to like be forefront before anything else. I don't
yeah,
care if you're signed. I don't care if Girls Love You. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it should be all about the music. Period.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Now, 2016 saw the release of your first EP. It was a self-titled clutch of 4 original songs, capturing you guys at their your emotive hook-laden best.
Yeah, that will be Jay writing that stuff. He's very good with with his writing. Yeah,
That's funny. Now, you kind of got influences from artists like John Mayer, who I love.
yeah,
I
yeah,
still remember his Grammy. Was it Grammy or American Music? I think it's Grammy. His first ever appearance where he sat there with his acoustic guitar and he played. And people fell
yeah.
in love. And I think there needs to be more of that. Sting, like, oh my God, who wouldn't be influenced by Sting? Toto. Now, I love
Yeah.
Toto. I'm into the 70s, 80s, like all that kind of music, so I absolutely love Toto. Roseanne, oh my God. Anyway, as well as Bon Iver. Now, who is Bon Iver? Because I've never heard of them.
He's I guess how do you say it? He's got a very interesting style. He sings a lot falsetto, and he's got a real distinctive sound to him. Quite experimental in his sounds, and he's got that real British experimental sound, I'd say. I think he's a big influence on John's sound for sure when he does his own stuff. I mean, I'm a fan, but I think John's probably more of a fan.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I had never heard of him, so I was just wondering. Now I'm going to go look him up after we're done on YouTube and see if I can find
Yeah,
him.
it's good. It's good. You'll like, yeah.
Okay. Now, like you said, you're maintaining a rigorous live schedule and you're performing over 50 dates a year across the entire country. Or is it just
Yeah.
the UK? Are you
No,
broadening your
it's just the UK at the moment. I mean, it would be nice to take it a bit further, but it'd have to be, if the money's right to travel, because we're not, we're both at the age where we're not messing around to do stuff for free like you do when you're kids. It's a job. You would do most of our incomes is through weddings. It's private functions, which is a bit of a pain because you're just doing covers, and we really want to do our own stuff. But at the moment, it's kind of just a bridge trying to get stuff played. I mean, like people like you are helping broadcast our stuff, online, which is absolutely brilliant, which we really appreciate.
Oh, no problem. I appreciate you coming on. Okay, so now my big question that I ask everybody. Um, so now we've kind of talked about, what musicians maybe shouldn't do because it hurts other musicians, but I want to know what your advice would be to a new artist that was just starting out.
I would say don't be arrogant. Um, just try and learn from as many people as you can. Yeah, the main thing is just be as modest as you can, and get in with the right people. You can figure out the wrong people straight away when they're very narrow-minded. Just listen to this, just listen to that. We just play this. That's the wrong type of thing to get into. Really, just play as many styles as you can, hang out with as many different people as you can, learn what you can from them. Really.
That's great advice. I agree. Humbleness will get you very, very far. And egos won't.
No, no.
Because, yeah, I've had a few of those that I've run into, and needless to say, they weren't on my show. Anyway,
Yeah,
well, when somebody starts dictating to me when they're going to come on and how long it's going to be and this and that, I'm like, no, no,
yeah,
no. Or, I
yeah.
love the ones, okay, arrogance aside, I love when I get emails from people or Twitter messages saying, I really love your songs. You should put them on our site. And I'm like, really? You
Oh,
like my songs? Can you tell me where you found them? Because I want to go hear them because I've never, ever, ever done that.
yeah.
And I don't sing or play an instrument, but I'd really love to hear. I don't get responses when I send that back. So I don't know.
That is quite an achievement. Very good.
Yeah, very good, right? I don't know. Maybe there's two of me. I'm not sure. They say you have somebody, a twin somewhere. Anyways,
Yeah.
but yeah, being humble and learning is very, very important. And like you said, soak up as much as you can. Now, we're going to hear 2 songs from you. I'm going to let you tell me. This is where the anti-Valentine thing for me comes in. Tell me about the 2 songs we're going to hear.
I can tell you about One Last Day, which is the newest single off the upcoming album. I'll start with this one because I didn't actually write the next one.
Okay, well, this is the one that got me interested in you, so.
Okay, this one, it's just, I guess people like it because everyone can relate to it. It's, everyone's lost a loved one, a family member, a friend at some point in their life, someone who's really influenced them. And you always just want one more day with them, or you think, if I had one more day, what would I do with them? I think that's why people like it. Everyone can relate to that.
Yeah, and it's good to have songs that people can relate to. They can put their own spin on it.
Yeah.
Now, I'm taking it that Jay wrote Dreamer's Disease.
Jay, he had that one knocking around for a while, yeah. It was one of those songs he sent me a demo of, and I loved it straight away, and I could hear what I wanted to do with it. It's got harmonies in it that really made me think, Simon and Garfunkel style on the chorus. They really intertwine, and it just gripped me straight away. So I thought that's great. And then I asked him, I said, your lyrics are really nice. What are they about? And he didn't really know. He said he just writes what comes to him, which is great. It means anyone can, interpret it however they want to, and it'll mean something to someone.
Exactly. I love it, by the way, and I can hear a little bit of the Simon Garfunkel that you're talking about, but it's a great song. Both songs are great. For me, One Last Day was about, I guess because I was thinking about Valentine's Day. It was like, losing somebody that you were in love with and they just decided, whatever, this isn't working.
Yeah.
And then you go through all the, boxes of Kleenex and chocolate and all that crap. But yeah, so that's why I wanted you on for Valentine's. Now I'm going to put you in the hot seat a little bit. You ready? I told you, I warned you, Ruben. So, are you a Valentine's Day fan?
No, not at all. I completely share your view on that, to be honest.
Good.
The important thing, which I've noticed over the years, is to make sure your partner sees it the same way before not getting them anything.
Right?
I've made that mistake before. I've done that one. It's worse. It's worse if the guy forgets than the girl. So.
I know. Well, my boyfriend, we've been seeing each other, like I said, for about 5 months. We were talking about this earlier, and I said to him last week, I go, by the way, I'm anti-Valentine's. And he looked at me and he went, what? I said, I don't believe in like the cards, the flowers. I said, I think it's all commercialized. And, we were taught when we were in, elementary school, you got to pass, Valentine's Day to people. No, you don't. It's just for people to make money, as far as I'm concerned. I think Valentine's Day should be every day. If you love somebody, you let them know in little ways. I don't think it should just be one specific day where you spend all this, atrocious amounts of money to show them that you love them, because you shouldn't have to do that. So that's my view on Valentine's Day. And I know when we talked about this in our email and I said, I'm going to talk to you about love, you went,
I did freak out a bit because I'm completely, not that way inclined, and all my songs are just so depressing. About the closest thing I get to love is breakup songs, or just sad songs. I can't write anything happy because if I'm happy, they're just not inspiring me to write something,
Well, there you go. So now, okay, I'm going to ask, do you have a special someone in your life?
I do, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And she's anti-Valentine too?
It turns out, no.
Oh, no!
Which I did find out the wrong way. But, I've made that better now.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry. What a way! Yeah, well, at least you found out.
Well, she's still with me, so it's all good.
Oh, so it didn't matter. Okay, good. And you obviously fixed it quick enough. Well, that's all I'm going to ask you, Ruben. I'm not going to put you on the spot anymore, because I know that, a lot of guys don't like talking about love and, all those, hearts that you see over somebody's head and all that crap. So yeah, neither do I, but we're going to say happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there today. And if you are into Valentine's Day, I hope you get what you're supposed to get from your significant other or whichever. But yeah, if you love somebody, show them every day, not just one day. And you don't have to buy things to show them that you love them. Anyways, okay, I'm going to start talking about how I don't like Valentine's Day. After I wished everybody a happy Valentine's Day. Ruben, I love your laugh, by the way. Just so everybody knows, before the interview started, I had to like take deep breaths. I had to like take a hit from my like vape for the nicotine because I was like, oh my God, I got to get through this and he's going to make me laugh and I'm going to lose it. Anyway, now we're getting it at the end. Thank you so much for the laughter. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for coming on my show, Ruben. I love the Sundogs. I think you and Jay are doing an incredible job. Keep doing what you're doing. And I will do whatever I can to support you and help you in any way, shape, or form. So thank you so much for taking time out of your day on Valentine's Day to come on my show. And you guys take care. I wish you the best success.
Thank you so much for having us. Really appreciate it.
No worries. And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic Show. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.